Big Sam hands Arsene Wenger a big loss. US, Mexico and Canada announce world's worst kept secret. Job vacancy in Argentina. And the Champions League is back in action today. Good morning, everybody. My name is Daryl Grove and you're listening to the Goalmouth on Tuesday, April 11th. So please join me in wishing a very happy birthday to Tottenham's Dele Alli and Bayern Munich's Thiago Alcantara. Up first, Crystal Palace beat Arsenal 3-0 at Selhurst Park on Monday afternoon, US time, making Arsene Wenger's annus horribilis just a little more horribilis. It was Arsenal's fourth consecutive away defeat, leaving the Gunners in 6th place in the Premier League and Arsenal fans less than happy. If you live near London and own a plane, now is the time to consider your rental rates. The defeat also puts Arsenal 14 points behind Spurs with about 6 weeks of the season left to play. So maybe even worse than missing out on the Champions League qualification, it means there might not even be a St Totteringham's Day this year for Arsenal fans. If you're new to the Arsenal-Spurs rivalry, then welcome, come in, sit down, take a deep breath. St Totteringham's Day is celebrated by Arsenal fans as the day Arsenal are mathematically guaranteed to finish above Spurs in the Premier League. It's happened every year since 1995. It even happened last season when, despite the title race between Leicester and Spurs going right down to the wire, Arsenal still somehow overtook Tottenham right at the end and finished second. But this year, St Totteringham's Day might be cancelled. And if I'm a Spurs fan, which I'm not, but if I was, I'll be thinking up my own holiday to celebrate it. St Wenger's Day, maybe? But let's not focus on Arsenal's woes or Arsene Wenger's woes. Let's focus on Big Sam Allardyce. Remember when we all laughed at Big Sam for drinking pints of wine and making questionable offers in a hotel bar that cost him the England job, which had actually started well with a 1-0 win over Slovakia? And remember when Big Sam was humbled into taking the comparatively small-time Crystal Palace job, and then he couldn't buy a win in his first few games and looked like being relegated for the first time? Well, Big Sam now has won 5 of his last 6 games. Palace are up to 16th in the table. St Big Sam's Day, maybe? On Monday afternoon, the football federations of the US, Mexico and Canada finally fessed up to the worst kept secret in soccer. They're making a joint bid to host the 2026 World Cup. The announcement was made at a joint press conference in Manhattan, and the biggest and most controversial, maybe, detail to be revealed was how the hosting duties would be divvied up. Of the 80 games of the 2026 World Cup, 60 will be hosted by the United States, 10 by Mexico and 10 by Canada. So this really is a 75% US bid, with neighbours north and south splitting the rest. To put it another way, Mexico and Canada get 12.5% of a World Cup each. Canada seems cool with this. 10 games is easy to manage, infrastructure-wise, provided they can find some grass, and it probably comes with a guaranteed spot at the World Cup for the Canadian national team. So this is a win. Everybody watch Kids in the Hall to celebrate. Mexican fans are less than happy. Newspaper Record called 10 games, quote, crumbs. TV Azteca pundit Gerardo Velasquez called it an embarrassment. And Medio Tiempo called it, quote, Mexico diluted. But Mexican Football Federation President Decio de Maria said, "We know most of the people would like to have more, but 10 was what was on the table. The United States doesn't need us to host a World Cup. That is the message. On day 1, we didn't have a single game. Today, we have 10. All this points to US soccer president Sunil Gulati as the most powerful man in CONCACAF and a real player in FIFA. Remember the footage from the FIFA presidential election of Gulati working the room and striking deals, and then Gianni Infantino being crowned king of FIFA? I think Monday's announcement is the end result of all Gulati's Machiavellian handshake machinations at that conference. There's already no rival European or Asian confederation bid because of the way hosting rotates confederations. And so far there's no rival bid at all. So combining the 3 possible CONCACAF bids into one, but putting the US at the head of it, Gulati has skipped the stage where US, Mexico and maybe even Canada all waste time and money bidding against each other. It's a cold but brilliant calculation by Gulati. I mean, he is an economics professor, of course, but he's also basically Michael Corleone at the end of the first Godfather movie. And what about Trump and all his anti-immigration nonsense, I hear people ask? Well, this World Cup is in 2026. So even if Trump wins re-election, he's still out of office by January 2025 at the very latest. So there'll be a new administration in time for this World Cup. If Trump is somehow still president in the summer of 2026, then the US has bigger problems to deal with than World Cup logistics. Speaking of people being removed from office, what do CONMEBOL and the Super Mario Brothers have in common? They both defeated Bowser. That's right, Argentina head coach Edgardo Bowser has been fired. Bowser took over from Tata Martino last summer, but World Cup qualification has not gone well. Argentina winning only 3 of 8 matches under Bowser and currently sitting 5th in World Cup qualifying and with Leo Messi suspended. There's a press conference scheduled for this afternoon with Sevilla's Argentinian coach Jorge Sampaoli favourite to take over. But let's not forget that Big Sam Allardyce has a 100% win record from his one game as England boss. Just saying, Argentina, just saying. The Champions League is back in action today with the first legs of 2 quarter-finals. At 2:45 Eastern on Fox Sports 1, you've got Juventus versus Barcelona, and that's Barcelona away from home without the suspended Sergio Busquets. Worth a watch. Or maybe worth a DVR, because also at 2:45, I'll be watching Fox Sports 2, where Christian Pulisic's Borussia Dortmund host Monaco, conquerors of Manchester City. I'm not guaranteeing Pulisic will start, but like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, I'm thinking that there's a chance, especially with so many injuries to Dortmund's other attacking talents. For a review of both games, join Taylor and me later today on the Total Soccer Show. We'll have some hashtag analysis of both games for you. That's all from me. Please remember to subscribe to the Goalmouth via iTunes or similar, and please leave us a review, just like NYC Howard Webb did. Quote, fun, informative, perfect for intelligent soccer fans everywhere, end quote, he says. Thank you, NYC Howard Webb, which I'm assuming is your real name. That's all from me. The man they call George Qureshi will be with you tomorrow, and so I'll leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. If at first you don't succeed, just wait until you play an Arsene Wenger team and you'll be fine.